Hello, this is the Catalog Collector, and today I will show you what's going on in my outdoor vegetable garden as of May 15th. I started this garden about a little bit more than a month ago, and unfortunately there have been one and possibly two frosts that have severely damaged some parts of this garden. Right here you can see the lettuce, and this is one of two rows of lettuce that actually came up. This has nothing to do with the frost. Something must have been wrong with all the other seeds, but this row is quite nice. Over here though are some pole beans, and these beans have been damaged by frost. Now this damage right here, this brown stuff here, this is new. Now I did not think there was a frost recently when there was almost a frost, but it might have been a frost, and that's what happened. Over there are a lot of ants. I don't know if you can see that somewhere. Where is that? There. Big grouping of ants. But nice lettuce. And though some of these have, with the first frost, the worst frost, have sort of, some of them have become like this, but see, they're beginning to grow again, and all might not be lost with these. Same thing over here. You can see the two new leaves died, but there is some new growth. And you can also see that some of them have not had any new growth after losing their leaves. Over here, you are supposed to see two beautiful rows of the beans. These are bush beans. Sorry for the wind. This is very windy. Anyway, sorry for the wind. Over there you're supposed to see two rows of bush beans, but this has been the most damaged area of frost. Well, it was damaged by frost the most. Here, these are some nice bush beans, some special colorful variety from rareseeds.com. That's Baker Creek heirloom seeds. And these were actually the least damaged by frost from this area. But you can see that these, well, some kind of damage happened in this recent, maybe a week ago. There was, I believe it went down to 33 degrees Fahrenheit, but it might have reached frost. These look sort of like frost damaged plants, like they looked the first time, though maybe not. I don't know. Now what the frost did kill, I believe, or if the frost didn't kill, then that's even worse, because that means all the seeds were bad. Over here in this barren area, you're supposed to see a lot of cucumbers. We have one. Back there, you're supposed to see a lot of cucumbers, and instead you only see some radishes that overwintered. Over here, you're also supposed to see cucumbers, and you do see a couple. There's a couple over there, and one behind them. Of course, it's not really looking too good, and I'm going to have to reseed them, which isn't good. But that's what you get for trying to plant seeds earlier, though actually it wasn't that much earlier, maybe 2 weeks before last frost. And of course we had a pretty major frost. It went down to 30 degrees a day after last frost. Over there are tomatoes that I have planted perhaps a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, and they had some damage from coming out into the sun pretty suddenly, but you can see new growth beginning to grow. And though a couple of them were lost from the transplant, These are ones that probably wouldn't have made it in any condition because they were on the way out anyway. Some beautiful brandywines back there. I love my brandywines, of course. And a barren patch where the lettuce was supposed to be. Over here you can see some, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just dry and that's what I need to do. I'm gonna try watering after I make this video. These are, I believe, some loofahs that look drying out. Another beautiful tomato. I love these tomatoes, of course. They're my favorite part of the vegetable garden. Some dill here. I planted in between the tomatoes and where the cucumbers are supposed to be, so I do have a pretty clear distinction of where to replant the cucumbers. Now this is the worst plot of them all. It has the best dill, but the most tomatoes died, and before that, right now you're supposed to be looking at 2 beautiful rows of beans. There are no beans, not a single one. Not a single one. And that is quite surprising. Oh, wait, no. There's one right here. But this is, I think, a pole bean, so not a bush bean. Here you can see one that lost all its leaves and is starting to come back again. But in this garden, though we have the worst situation with cucumbers, the worst situation with beans, we have the best situation with radishes. These are some that I believe reseeded themselves and may be ready to harvest now. There's a nice one back there and a really nice one. Let me take a look here. Yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? May be ready to harvest. And with radishes, I generally, when I plant them too late. So it gets really hot and then they don't form these nice, beautiful bulbs when they're still small. They would much rather grow huge and have flowers and not have a radish, not have a nice root. Oh, I forgot to show you. I did plant, other than the lettuce, some cold, hardy, sort of cold temperature leaves. Here they are. Yeah, a single spinach. One spinach that actually grew. And I planted a lot of these seeds knowing that the seeds may be not very readily sprouting. Yeah, but only one. But that's better than last year when there was none. The asparagus toppled over back there. And a nice side view of, well, nothing, really. Over here we walk over and there are 2 more plots. In total there are 5 plots. These 2 are 4 foot by 10 foot, I believe, and the other 3 are 4 foot by 12 foot. Here's some lettuce. I believe this is probably the same kind as the other one, the other row, but who knows? It might be a good one, but I really don't know. Here the beans survived better and are growing. A bee hit me. Here I put some more cold hardy crops. Of course the arugula, which is, well, a pain to use. It is growing everywhere. The kale, which is also not very fun to neither use nor eat. When I say use, I mean, of course, clean, but yeah. This kale is growing, not the other kale. I planted that cooler looking kale with those blue-green leaves. To the left of it, there's nothing, of course, and we only have that kale. Oh, and some Swiss chard back there. I hope you can see that. Some Swiss chard. And this is the vegetable garden. Gonna have to replant some things, and I'll give you an update once everything is growing and the tomatoes are staked, which they need to be. I'll show you this very nice Brandywine. I just love Brandywine tomatoes. They have just amazing leaves, an amazing taste. Of course, they don't produce that many tomatoes, but you can't have everything. Before I leave, before I finish this video, I wanted to show you something that isn't related to vegetables, but is quite nice. Roses. And there's some roses that are beginning to flower, and this is first time in several years where the roses actually flower in some kind of quantities, because usually they're pruned a little bit too late in the season. Yeah, these are not the best roses. These are some kind of vining rose, and they have no smell absolutely, but they do look quite nice. And on the other side, these are, by the way, my cloches for my tomatoes when we had that almost frost slash maybe frost. Here we have these roses, and these are beginning to flower as well. I'll leave you with that. Until next time, see you on the Catalog Collector. Please subscribe, comment, like the video, and well, until next time, bye.